Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well,
Hello?
just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now, with
Ooh.
millions of sales and almost 20,000 five-star reviews. This book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women in particular have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course.
Not true. Morning Glory Milking Farm. You know what's the issue, guys? That she has said that it's a bestseller, going very wild and popular on Amazon. And part of me wants to search for that information and actually verify that it's true. But I have the issue that if I go to Amazon to check the reviews, I will buy the book. So for my own safety, we're just gonna continue with the video. So I once commissioned hentai art of one of my characters with a minotaur, so I know that the furry allegations are going to go wild after I give you this piece of information. I don't know what I was thinking about. It just happened. The DM really roleplayed good the minotaur in my D&D campaign. And the centaur too.
A popular romance novel about a young woman down
Hello,
on her luck
Abby.
who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right. The Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Let's
I have been
go!
reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash, then I am a fucking raccoon. Give me all of the
No way! I need to note that down. If this book is trash, then I'm a fucking raccoon. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. Guys, can we all forget where I learned this from? So whenever I say this phrase, in 3 weeks, everyone thinks it's an original from Momo. Can we all forget that this has happened? I'm going to like Ghostbusters that make you like lose your memory. The same. Nothing has happened.
garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this because it is so good.
Good. The female
I
Gooner
want to inform you
epidemic.
that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female Gooners.
Let's go!
Now, for those of you unaware, Gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn. And smut
Oh wow. Wow, I had no clue. What does Goon Cave mean then? Because I have been reading that somewhere.
is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their
Let's be honest. I agree with that. I think that men tend to hide a lot the porn they consume. From now on, we're gonna say corn or smut. Yeah, for YouTube to don't bonk this video. I'm so sorry, Aira. You will have to like cut this part out. A lot of people, a lot of men hide their browser deleted. Guys, don't. Be proud of yourself. It doesn't matter what kind of psycho, smart content you consume. You're gonna be proud of it. Because you have the balls, right? Literally, to watch that and be enjoying that, right? So if you enjoy it, why hide it? I mean, I get it. No one likes No one likes when someone of their close environment realizes that they're dealing with a goonery, but my parents have caught me watching smut so twice, and I think that some reactions are fun. My father once said, "Oh my god, those are some big boobs," and he closed the door of my room. And yeah, what I'm trying to say is that be like me, get caught. It gets funny interactions.
Smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok. They go to smut conventions and get choked out by 9-foot-tall shirtless Wendigos.
Let's go.
Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoe, isn't this the
Hello,
pot
Need.
calling the kettle degenerate?
Hello,
Yes.
Need.
Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We bleed for 5 days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious, magical.
By the shape shifting from 4 to 6 was really fun. It was a fun comment. But this is actually true, guys. If you see a woman uploading their collection of hentai and their room, I don't know why people is like happy to see that. But if a guy does it, it gets so many hate comments. I'm not joking. This is actually a sad reality. Why does it make a difference? Why is it different? Why is it cute when a girl is a goonery? And when a man is a gooner, is disgusting, and it's always like portrayed as a loser in videos and animations and whatever. Why? Why? Yeah. I think that gooning is an art and you guys are artists.
Creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No, we read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand. It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from all this depressing political news and talk about something silly. Not that those political things aren't important, trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can. I know it can be difficult to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers an easy way to read news from all across the political spectrum.
I'll be honest, I don't want an ad about politics, guys. We're gonna move.
Right wing, because the right is
Hello,
covering a far
Chibas.
more
Welcome in.
important topic. Harvard High says White House official behind Trump's hilarious meme war on Dems repeating the ad.
I just don't want ads about politics. They could be like putting an ad about, I don't know, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Actually, it's really good. I'm not gonna get paid for this, but I like Kentucky. KFC is so good. I prefer it to Popeyes. I know that here I'm starting a war, but Kentucky is just so much better. At least the one that we have in Spain. We have Popeyes. It's not as good as Kentucky.
Right. So let's get back to the video. Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by the spice. And what does spice mean? Porn. It means porn. Spice level is very important to book talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice, spice, spice. And the spiciest book going viral on Book Talk lately is none other than
Spy.
Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta.
Let's
Violet is a
go.
typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god!
No!
She's just like me!
I was about to say that it's just like half of us, guys. Like, this is like, not be indebted, especially you Americans that have like, I don't know, I want to study in school. Okay, I'm going to be indebted until I'm 40 years old. Yippee! Hello, Lone Bucketo. Yeah, we're watching Shoe0nHead.
On the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek, she has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed.
Yippee!
There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef.
Grade A certified prime beef. My. Beef. Okay. Let's wait here. I hope that one day someone randomly just comes to me and says, "Hey, baby girl, I'm a grade A certified Miyazaki Wagyu beef. You want to have some dinner?" What is that description? Oh my god. With a manly, meaty endowments to match.
With the manly, meaty
Hello,
endowments
Marlene.
Okay.
Morning Glory
Why did you
Milking
stop
Farm
reading?
is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity. In this text,
There's no way that this is serious. There's no way that there's one person out there trying to justify reading this book and talking about politics. Okay. No. It's corn. Okay? People read it because they want to. You know what? No one write that book thinking about politics. The person who wrote that book was a Gooner that is into furries and muscular men and decided to combine the two things that she likes. Men and furries. Ta-da! Nothing more to it. She just wants to, make gooning content. It has nothing to do with politics.
we see that the tingling sensation in
Hello,
her
Molly.
coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
What are you talking about?
This is every fucking BreadTube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest Minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males.
Yippee!
And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be put on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay? I'm not out here like selling feet
Gunnar.
pics or something.
Sure, because you couldn't have picked another video, right? You're such a Gunnar. Now I'm going to do reactions about a Pokemon pack opening, and in order to do so and talk with expertise, I'm going to open some packs, huh? Because it's my job, right? Yeah, I'm an addict. I'm a gambling addict, okay? Every time that I see a booster pack, my hands shake more than when I'm in the middle of gooning, okay? I have an addiction to pack opening. You don't need to hide that you read this book because of the grade A meat. It's fine. No need to hide it. You're in a safe space.
What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote, the seam of his sack. So I'm reading this, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has, like, a human head, right? He probably, like, looks something like this, like, you know, just a dude with, like, horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow.
I told you, the one who wrote this likes men and furries, and she just wanted to put both things together. That's it. But yeah, that's a cow. That's not a minotaur. That's a cow. Yeah, a minotaur is less cow than that.
Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight up cow. In a few parts, they're being intimate, and it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like, I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him. And I swear to God, it was more disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's like describing how big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue is. She's like describing this shit and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean,
It's a
we are at
cow.
a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks. She also f***ers his ass.
No!
She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored version of every video, so you can hear me talking about s***ing and f***ing and f***ing a cow's asshole. Is that what you freaks want? Anyway, I like
Yeah,
how in
is
the
that what
fantasy
you
world,
freaks
student
want?
loans still
My
exist.
audience
Like, we
may
can
actually want
imagine
that.
a world with minotaurs and
Hi,
humans
Abe.
in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bull rings.
That's actually pretty fun, right? Like, you're talking about a fantasy book, a fantasy world. The only thing that it's not fantasy is student loans. I think that's like fucked up in America. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't know, guys, but your credit system, like the crediting, the bank account loans, everything about that is just like so sharky and so they take advantage of you guys.
Like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means like you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part though,
Like, okay, I'm gonna be talking a little bit back about what I just said. You know what's like the worst part about student loans, guys? That if you don't end up enjoying what you studied, you still have to do it for the rest of your life in order to pay your loan off, right? Like, let's say that you want to study to be a doctor, but then you realize that you don't like it. Well, you cannot work at a supermarket and expect to be able to pay back the loan, right? So you better become a good doctor. Even though you hate it, you're going to be a doctor because that's what you paid for. And we loaned you, let's say, $100,000, and now you owe us $200,000 because for whatever reason in America, interest rate is just ridiculously high and stupid. And yeah, you end up paying a shitload of money. Yeah.
has to be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have Violet, if the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time, but I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. She was she was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought.
I hate the fact that feminism somehow makes you feel that you always have to pay for your half. I don't know, maybe I'm very like old-minded, but I have always tried to spoil people around me when I can afford to do so, and I know they are a little bit tight. It's not about feminism or masochism, financial masochism, or whatever you want to call it. It's just that I don't know, my parents taught me that if I'm able to pay for something and maybe the person that I'm enjoying that with may not be able to pay for that, or I mean, I have had several times that I wanted to go to a place, my friends couldn't, or my friend couldn't, so I decided to say, hey, I'll just invite you, because in my mind, I'd rather go to that place, I invite them, than maybe having my friend not joining for, I don't know, a movie because they cannot afford that in that moment. It doesn't mean that I do not adapt to plans that may be better and more suitable for them, but I mean, I don't know, it's just how I am. It may be flawed, but I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think a lot of the times it's about feminism or gender roles. In many cases, it is, as if women would be like this kind of like weak creature and the man needs to take care of them, right? I don't know, just rambling a little bit.
But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman, there are two wolves. Or two bowls.
What the fuck? Okay, so the Minotaur, the bull, the cow is like, baby, don't worry. I'll take care of this. I like spoiling you. And instantly the girl is like, I want to suck on your grade A meat and just slap me with it and yeah, daddy. Okay.
The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and instantly return to factory settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what I thought of it. But what did
Gooners? I mean, it's kinda hot. It was like really well written. It was like it was a hot paragraph. It was like really hot. If someone told me that, I would be like, I would also feel like good. I would feel good. I don't know if I would goon, but I would feel good. It was like a hot paragraph. I agree with that. I agree with the lady that was like, I highlighted that. Maybe not in such exaggerated way, but I mean, it was hot. At least to me, it was hot. I don't know.
other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings and a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones here. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out. I'm milking good time.
Sweet and creamy.
What?
The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just going to be porn. The plot is pretty good. The plot?
The plot.
Please. This is like the new, I read Playboy for the articles, like, sure.
Look, I actually, sometimes when I watch hentai, I finish the task that I was doing, but I still want to end the book. Because sometimes I may not do it for the plot, but the plot adds a lot.
Sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child. 5 stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star. Not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star. Accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Lesai. Why can't human males be more like this? Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer.
What do you mean, Lesai? Have you ever dated a human male to say that? Because it seems like you didn't. There's like so many human males out there, you just keep searching.
Enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming. Well, Ronald, man detected, this isn't for you. This is for women. So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where—
That was actually like such a true phrase that should apply to everything and everyone, right? Like there's so many people that criticize what others do, that they are doing pretty much the same, just a little bit different. Maybe the genre is different or something like that about it. That was so good. That was a good response by her.
I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like.
I mean, can I say this exactly? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy milking my way financially to financial security and true love with a chat. It's pretty much my story. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next. No, you're censoring the corn.
Like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next. If this is what freedom looks like, I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie. Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic, okay?
This is so true. You better not fucking touch the abhorrent monster smut. You better not touch it. Okay? And here I'm speaking for Gooners and Goonettes. I'm talking for both the male and female side of the coin. We won't allow them to take from us monster girls, and neither we will allow them to take from us centaurs and minotaurs. We are not allowing either tentacles and octopuses to be claimed as illegal. We need to do a united front. We're defending the same kind of stuff. Guys, all the eldritch, horror kind of things that you enjoy, probably like women like it too, so let's not allow it, okay? We're not allowing this.
Bullcock matters. Oh my god. Edit that out. Editor.
Bullcock matters.
Edit that out.
Yeah, babe.
Women are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Mane of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon. There's something about dragons.
Look, honestly, I think that out of all those titles, Hoarded by the Dragon is probably like the best kind of title. I like that one. I would read that. If the dragon is like bulky, tall, and actually human looking and not like an actual dragon. But that's a good title. Hello, Scomfy. Okay. Welcome in, Raiders. Guys, we're watching a video about Gooners, actual girls gooning. So it's called Female Gooners Must Be Stopped. And it's because there was a viral book in TikTok called, I don't remember the name. What was it? I don't know. Well, I think it was like Glory Farm of the Milking whatever. Well, it's a book where Morning Glory Milking Farm. It's a book where a girl accepts a job in a Minotaur milking facility. That's the kind of stuff that we're streaming. I understand that a lot of you guys aren't degenerates like us. At the end of the day, you only like hot women like Scomfy dancing, so yeah, if you leave, I would understand it. But if you stay, you're going to realize that I am cursed and that you probably are also cursed. So stay here if you want to learn a little bit more about yourself. Hello guys. Yippee. She's so hot, true. Yeah, I mean, Scomfy is really, really hot. Scomfy is really hot. Yeah, Scomfy is hot. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was just like thinking about Scomfy dancing and visualizing the booba in my mind. That's good. Yeah, we like Scomfy.
Of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster.
Hello?
The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon. There's something about dragons. Getting
But
it on
dragons.
with gargoyles. Gotten by the gator. Mated to the mountain.
Gotten by the gator, and we were just raided by the Beartat family. Gotten by the gator sounds like a horror title for a book for Beartatters. Gotten by the gator. And I don't know why it kind of feels that it could be true.
Bear. Oh, so this is why they chose the bear. The billionaire orc. Moth
Yippee!
manager.
Moth
Wolves
manager.
and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern.
Yippee!
Pounded by produce.
What? No! A baggy love tale. What are you on about? What is this?
So what? Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and
Are these the books that the Nazis burn?
sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature.
Oh my god, there's no way this woman is now going to show the Gooning books, right? Oh my god. This is why men don't take us seriously, right? The man is like, hey, I'm reading some financial books because I want to be more informed about current times and economy. And she's gonna be like, yeah, look, honey. Being made press by the Lion King.
So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm. And it's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special type of milking.
See, honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washer machine again. Women on TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it. I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God.
See, I'm going to throw my opinion here. I think that the fact that men and non-female gooners that are into this find this so hilarious is the fact that men do watch and consume very, very weird stuff, especially if you're German. This is not blind hatred. I consume very weird stuff, and I know I know because I have done my research that all the word shit comes from Germany. Every word thing is made by Germans, literally. Germans are like Japanese when it comes to hentai, but with the actual people. Like everything that is cursed, Germany. Literally. Literally. Human furniture, someone hanging from the ceiling holding candles because they're like a chandelier, German. 100% sure. Latex, bed, German. If it has gas masks, and this is not a pun, it's also German. Yeah, they kept using them after all the incidents. Yeah, even though it's bad for their brand, they keep using them. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that the issue is the fact that book Gooners just decided to launch their product, the thing that they're proud of, that they're gooning material out to the world and expect people to accept it, right? They wrote books and they're posting it on TikTok. No one, and I say no one, goes and starts talking in TikTok about their hentai. At least I haven't seen it. And they don't talk about their hentai in a way that makes the hentai feel like it's more than just a smut, right? There's people here talking about politics and the book and how it handles feminism. No, my dear, it's smut. Nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing wrong about it. But please, for God's sake, just stop pretending that there's more to it than just smut.
90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any random month. There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing. Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just...
I mean, let's be honest. We do. Men do that. Men do that. And women do that. The only difference is we do it with wine, they do it with beer. We do it with books. Well, I actually don't read as smart. I don't read books in general. Women do it. These women do it with books and wine. Men do it with phones and beer. That's it. There is not too much of a difference. I think that the issue is that women gooners that are into this kind of fantasy smut do it in a sophisticated way, which makes it funny, I feel. Right? Like, I think that that's what makes it funny, because there's nothing sophisticated about that. It's just carnal desire. That's it. We are not going to make it look like it's any kind of like sophisticated stuff, you know? It's comfy. Mwah.
funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend that a story about a young woman
she
getting
finds
a
it
job
funny
milking
too.
mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny. If that makes me a sexist, misogynist,
It is funny.
you got me. To act like you are
It
so
is funny.
different and above.
But it's also funny when the plot of a corn video is like, oh no! The plumber came to check the plumbing, but they ended up checking other tubes. I don't fucking know, guys. I don't know. I shouldn't even try because it sounds weird. But you know what I mean, right? Like, a lot of people laugh about the plot of Corn. And the thing is that people that consume that kind of stuff, they don't care about the plot. And that's what makes this funny. That there's people here saying that the plot is good. And maybe it is, but I mean, people just read that for the smut.
the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there's much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered nodding, a popular term.
What? Please, if you're going to like talk about an article, don't make it even kinkier.
In romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides. Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy.
It is not.
That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what nodding is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, like, stupid fucking corny Hallmark thing? Going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy. What happened to that?
I always found it disgusting. I know there's people out there that like it. I always found that stuff disgusting. Like, I don't like it at all. I just don't like it. When there's like all these companies that sell toys that resemble parts, right, penises, I always find all the penises that are based on animals really disturbing. I don't like it. It feels really fucking weird to sexualize, I don't know, the pee-pee of a pig or a dog. I find it weird. I don't like it. But hey, I do very weird stuff, and I do like a lot of weird stuff, so who am I to talk? I'm a hypocrite if I say that it's wrong. I just say that it's not for me, and I dislike it a lot. But if you like that, yippee! Enjoy! More for you, I'm not going to buy that. So the demand is gonna be lower, the offer is gonna be high, better prices for you.
We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the average woman on TikTok is reading.
I'll be honest, guys, I do like orcs. I do like when they're portrayed in the smut. I like them. I like them. They're good characters. They need to be the more human orcs though, not like the piggy orc. They look good. I like, yeah.
At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull. Let me let you in on a little secret. The quiet, nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet, nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at
literally the most honest and true thing that has been said in months. This is so true. This is so true. Just do it yourself. Just compare yourself, you, an average, shy, little nerd boy, to a party-goer fuckboy. Who do you think is more cursed when it comes to your likes and dislikes? You. You are. They aren't. You are. The one who daydreams about a demon girl tidying them up, bringing them to hell and giving them backshots. It's you, not them. They only fantasize about flirting in a club and mating like little vanilla boys. But here you know all the tags. You know what all the tags when reading smut mean. You have probably searched for at least half of those, and you have enjoyed most of them. Goonery.
least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with roleplay. You know, fiction is fiction, right? You know, you're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow. Or at least I hope not. We all know there is a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality? Well, you get Sinners and Stardust. What in the eyes wide shut is going on here? Sinners and
Say whatever you want, guys, but I think that party looks fun. I would go, and every single male that has been portrayed was hot as fuck. Like that pyramid head. Am I a goonery? Yes, I am. We have all accepted that already, me included. But that apartment, that was hot. That's nowhere different to any normal club with go-go dancers. Like it's a normal club, just fantasy themed. I find it perfect. I like it. I want tickets for that show.
Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman, despite him repeatedly?
This is literally disgusting. This is like disgusting behavior. And I believe that no one actually believes that this is okay, somewhat. This is like, this is like a sexual offense, right? Like, what it cannot be is that if a man is put through this, oh my god, what a lucky guy, so many women touching him. No, it's disgusting. And you may have not been through this, guys, and a lot of men may be like, huh, oh my god, I wish it would have been me. Sometimes you see this kind of joke in this kind of stuff, like, I don't know, like teacher grooms their student. Oh my god, I wish it had been my what? Have you been in a situation where a stranger has touched you? No, probably no. Luckily, I haven't either. But I mean, just think about it. How fucking uncomfortable it can be. Uncomfortable, disgusting, scary. Poor guy. This is so wrong. Ay, ay, ay. And the fact that it's done by a group, right? In a venue. It's insane.
Saying he wouldn't do that, and you know, that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away. And if that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety, and then they put a fucking tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel.
That's
this
fucking
poor
nuts.
guy, dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books, at this romantasy convention, full of women. That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves. Or in this
Look, you can say whatever you want about male gooners, but I have never seen this happening at all in an anime convention, for example, where you have extremely sexualized characters being cosplayed by very, very hot women. And the maximum you see is either like a shy, nerdy guy asking for a picture, or a shy, nerdy guy taking the picture without asking for it. That's pretty much the interactions that you tend to see. But I don't know. This is really sad because I do feel that my male Gooners have a lot of sense when it comes to consent in conventions. I mean, of course, even though there's like still sad incidents, like I don't know who was the person who got dragged in the last TwitchCon. It happened in one of the TwitchCon parties. It was like actually a guy. Like I read it, like it was a Vtuber, a pretty famous Vtuber. I don't know if it was Canine Kuro. Maybe I'm mixing things up, but I think that he had a bad experience in a party or like another big male Vtuber. And of course those things happen, but we're talking about an incident that happened in the venue where there should be security and everything. It's wild. It's not like, you know, like it's in the venue or like in the party organized by someone selling tickets to profit from that. Official organizer. It's really bad that it happened.
Case throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef. I remember years ago there was this thing called cosplay is not consent. Basically it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back because these women did not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and attended—
This is what I was talking about, that I think that right now in conventions, this doesn't tend to happen. Like I think that Gooners and little nerds respect a lot of boundaries now in conventions. Maybe it is because of the amount of like conventions that have happened and that both staff members, organizers, and attendees now understand the boundaries. And maybe this kind of party, if it was like something pretty new, people weren't prepared and didn't understand the consequences of their actions. I don't know, it's sad. Poor guy.
a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly, I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect.
I'll be honest, the furry community is one of the freakiest shits ever, but I also think it's one of the most welcoming communities too. I have met very fucking kind furries, and a lot of them even don't even like have any like connection of their fursona with any kind of like sexual activity. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like, a lot of furries are safe for work. Like, seriously, I've met too many furries in my life because I have been a MMO player, and that guy that is playing like a minotaur, it's either like a normie that likes minotaurs because they're strong, or it's a furry. But if you ever see a minotaur with hundreds of thousands of hours in the game, it's probably a furry, especially if it has the roleplay tag. Like, you will meet a lot of furries. And I have one friend, it's a mod in the channel. I don't know if I should out them. I'm gonna say it anyways because they have always been very open and proud about it. But Athena, I don't know if Athena has been like recently in my channel. I don't think so. Used to be a lot before, and I think there's still a mod here. I don't tend to take roles out. Athena is a furry, and it's one of the kindest persons that I have met online. It's such a cute baby.
Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women.
No
Multiple
way.
women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I
This is
remind you,
horrible.
this is a book convention, okay? For
This is
books.
horrible.
Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this.
Yeah,
there needs to be more.
this is
studies
so
on-
true. This is so true because like those kind of clubs, and when you are like an extremely kinky community, boundaries matter so much in those kind of communities because especially when you're dealing with like extreme stuff, you always want to make sure that that extreme stuff is doing in a consensual way, in a very respectful way, etc., etc. I feel that when you make something kinkier, more extreme, when it involves more mature stuff, it tends to like shield itself way more from these things, right? Like, because one single scandal can be extremely bad in one of those kind of communities, right?
how this stuff affects women's brains.
Hello, Demon.
Because
Welcome
clearly
in.
some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV Magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human
Booba.
sexuality is, but she's hot, so I trust her. Your brain on orgasm.
Thank God that she said it because I didn't want to sexualize her, but I'm glad that our YouTube commentator said it. What was the name? Shoe0nHead. I'm glad that she said it because holy, that was some sexy picture. The picture itself was like really sexy. Booba!
Isn't neutral. Dopamine released during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its darkest.
I agree with this so much. This is so true, guys. This is so true. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you have experienced this yourself. My community is pretty into heavy stuff. So I'm pretty sure that you have noticed yourself that you cannot feel aroused by vanilla stuff anymore when you enter for a very long period of time certain communities, let's say. That is the reason you have noticed me said it hundreds of thousands of times. This is the reason why I don't like gore, violence in graphic, like sexual stuff, you know? I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't think that even if it's fiction, it should exist. And non-conscious stuff too, because I feel that even though it's fiction, it's kind of like making you just, it's changing the way you enjoy erotic content, right? In a similar way of how this woman is talking, like the doctor. I don't know of what was said, but it's pretty much the same. And I think it actually is true because I have experienced it myself, that after entering certain communities, I do not find arousing vanilla stuff anymore at all, like at all. So I feel that leaving the door open to certain kinks, it's a really bad idea, like really, really bad idea. So if something is illegal in real life, my personal recommendation, avoid it unless you have reached it already, right? Like if you are corrupted already, it is what it is, but try not to like expand it to others. Like I'm into some stuff that I understand that it's bad, so I just don't talk about it, neither like extend it, right? Like a plague. I tried the vermin, the plague to stop with me.
Scientists, psychologists, and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in
This
the
is
mood.
so
It stands to
true.
reason that porn for men is visual and
This is so true. Send a man a feet, a booba, or a belly, and 90% of them will go nuts. Send a hot picture to a woman and it will rarely make them feel excited. At least in my case, graphic stuff doesn't tend to make me feel nothing. It's something that I have mentioned many times in other streams that I have done.
For women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels because one is a video of two people actually having real sex and the other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by Gooners who don't want to give it up.
Yep.
But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase, is reading smut harmful? Should we
I don't think that watching porn is bad. Probably because I'm a gooner and I don't want to give up on that. The truth is that I actually prefer to read hentai and doujins. But like, I think that it's not necessarily bad if and only if we would have proper how do you say it? Sexual education, right? Because I think that what makes it so harmful is the fact that people believe that that's how you should have intercourse with another person, right? Especially like it's something that it's talked a lot about younger generations and the violent porn and how it affects them and their relationships. I think that it's really true, but I don't think that it's the fault of the porn itself, but really bad sexual guidance in their lives. Because I don't know you, but I have always enjoyed smut. I have always enjoyed hentai, but I never expected something that I have enjoyed as graphic sexual content to actually translate to something that I can do and can happen in real life. You know, like it's not something I expect in a relationship. But a lot of young men mostly, at least here in Spain, I have seen it. There's like a huge rise on how they think about relationships, do act in a really toxic, objectifying way.
we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful? In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy.
I agree.
Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe0nHead, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, the alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and fangs, or like a 10...
I don't think that's true. I really don't think that's true. I think that it's equally popular. I just think that men are way more vocal about their fantasies and women aren't. So it's more like shocking to hear a woman talking about this kind of smut. But I know that a lot of men enjoy these. So I don't know.
Foot-tall, dommy-mommy vampire with giant titties. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to f the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances? Asking for a friend. Several reasons. 1, human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. 2, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol. 3. Unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks.
I hate that comment. I hate that comment because this is like the worst possible thing you can do. With your big crotch and vagina, go and say, human men are quite often terrible. Look, I don't know you, but maybe you are the issue. If you have bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship with a man, I don't know. If I get expelled from school 5 times, maybe the problem is with me and not with the school itself. Maybe I should choose the schools better. I don't know. I think that there's huge fantastic men out there. Just stop going with the baddies, stop going with the toxic guys. Maybe that's why you're inclined to consume toxic monster slavery books and weird stuff because you like it. I don't know. I really hate when people go saying men are so bad. No, no, they're not. I don't know what kind of men you deal with in your daily life, but I think that generalize, like saying a general comment like that is just so hurtful. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Like, why are we pushing the narrative that men are bad? That men are inherently bad and toxic. It's not true. I don't agree with that. It is true that for centuries, the men had a role in a relationship that nowadays we think it's toxic, which is protecting the female and being the one in charge, right? We think that's toxic. Okay, sure. If we think that's toxic, that doesn't mean men are terrible. Men have been conditioned by the same roles we have been conditioned our whole life. Like, if you hate the fact that men are the one in charge and you should just take care of the kids and the house, it doesn't mean that the man hates the role too, right? We are in like a situation where the whole people in general are challenging the roles that we have, the roles that were established for centuries, right? We're doing it as a whole. I don't think that most men nowadays think that way and want that. I don't think a man wants to actually be in charge of the family and have their wives sitting at home. I don't think so. I think that most men nowadays want to have a good job, have a partner that has another good job so they can fucking finally buy a house when they're 40 years old and pay their student loans. So saying men are horrible or terrible or men are toxic, it's just such a stupid comment. It's dumb. And that's actually toxic and terrible from you to say that so openly.
More graphic now, lol. 3. Unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary, mean, terrifying creature, is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism, minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc.
This is so dumb. So, okay. Maximal escapism, minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women. Milk lady in a Minotaur farm has to get milk from Minotaur men to pay rent. Sounds like prostitution to me. Do you find that to have minimal association to real-life assholes, patriarchy, and misogyny and oppression of women? I don't know, it feels like objectification of women itself. Fragile woman being taken care of by the big, bulky Minotaur. How is that not patriarchy? It's literally the representation of patriarchy itself.
Etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fat woman of color, modern contemporary...
why? I will never understand people that start like that, a phrase. Yeah, we don't care about how you look or who you are when you're like giving your opinion. Like, nope. I don't know. I just don't like saying that. I don't go and say, as a hot blonde woman with great breasts. I don't say that. I mean, I do understand, and I get it, why she may say it if she thinks that being fat and a woman of color is a detriment when trying to find a partner. Maybe you think that it's good to say it as in a way to say, considering how fucked I have it to find a relationship, it's just such a sad way of thinking of yourself. To think that how you look and who you are and your color may be like making it tough for you to find a relationship, or you're prone to find more assholes than other people. I have seen men dating women of every type and kind. And I have seen women dating men of every type and kind. I think that people need confidence in themselves and stop thinking that they're like less than others or that they're more than others. Just you're human, they're human. You either get along or not. And if you feel like you have it tough because you are a fat woman of color, maybe try to find a fat man of color. Maybe that way your relationship works better. I don't know.
And even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic. And romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color. In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it.
This is so untrue. Your size doesn't matter either with dating, when dating. I don't know. I think that all these people that are like, I'm fat and I'm of color, so I have it tough when dating. I don't know. Maybe we should all look into what's their kind of expectation when dating, like what's the man they want to date, right? Because maybe the issue is not how you look, but the kind of person that you're trying to date. Maybe you want to date a 2 meters tall, extremely athletic man, and maybe that 2 meters tall, extremely athletic man wants to date a 1.8 extremely athletic woman he can do sport with. I don't know. It's just, this is insane. It's insane. I'm not gonna say what I want or just lose weight. Yeah. If you feel like that's a detriment when trying to date people, try to take better care of yourself. And if you think that your weight is not an issue, then you shouldn't shun or feel less and have the need to post about your weight when talking about relationships. I don't know, it just feels weird.
I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monsters.
Okay, this is the only comment I kind of understand, right? Like, let's say,
on Earth
not
and
this
looking
one.
For some variety. Non-humans.
This one. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me. Okay, so maybe it's some sort of escapism. I understand it, but please just don't say men are horrible, that's why I want to date a monster. No. If it's for the escapism purposes, I kind of get it. But I mean... And they act like men haven't been hurt as well. I feel that men have it way tougher than women. 100%. 100%. Especially in our space. Like, I don't talk in general, but for example, a gaming girl will never have issues finding a gaming boyfriend. Never. She may find assholes, and a lot of them, but it's pretty much how big is the population of women that like video games? Maybe, let's say 20%, 30, 40, I don't know the numbers. Definitely less than men. So it's way tougher for a man trying to find a gaming girlfriend or someone who play games with to find a partner because there's literally less people to choose from.
Humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique genitalia.
Unique genitalia is like the best answer you can give. Why do you like monsters? Unique genitalia. Thank God we have some Gooners with some kind of shame. Why do you like this? Oh, because they have a wide variety of shapes and, you know, that's an honest answer and it's not harmful. You're not diminishing men. You're not saying that men are toxic. You just say that you just simply like unique cocks. Thank God. I really like your opinion. Thank you. That's a really good reason to watch a smut. According to HR, it's 50%. Yeah, sure, buddy. No. I don't know how many gaming girls are out there, but they're like outnumbered by the number of gaming men. There's like a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'm like talking as if it would be like a third party, but I include myself in that group, of course. Even though I barely play games nowadays outside of streaming because I get tired. But yeah, we have an easier market. Like it's way easier for us.
I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these.
But they're like, oh, it's to escape patriarchy. Bitch, what? Like literally what? You're literally like watching patriarchy smut. Like it's the same. Even worse.
Monsters. And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society. But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those like dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man. They want—
That's such a good take. It's literally what she said. It's guilt-free slop about what they have been brainwashed to hate. Literally. It's literally that. Oh my god, I hate men, patriarchy is so toxic, you shouldn't be like that. I'm going to watch some non-consensual sex with a minotaur smut. Yippee! What hobby would a man have to take up to have an easier market? Whatever you like. I mean, it's literally whatever you like. You just need to be yourself to have an easier market and be confident about it. If you try to get on new hobbies and activities because you want to flirt and get laid, it's never gonna end well.
To tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women, there's this desire for like danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me. But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you wanna rape a disabled girl? When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is
so true. Why do people find that toxic? Like when all the incident about the wheelchair girl and wanting to protect it happened and there were like so many unhappy people, why do you find it strange for a man or like a woman that wants to be dominated, like this woman, why do you find it strange that they kind of want to do exactly what we have been doing as society in our established gender roles for centuries, right? Like, what happened 600 years ago? The man had to protect and provide. The woman was in a dominated position and had to do as the man said, and they were still happy because it was their reality and they were taking care of the kids. So why do we find it strange that there's still people nowadays that crave that? It's not strange at all. The issue is that we have been told that it's wrong and bad. And I don't think it's true. I don't think that it's wrong and bad. What I think it's wrong and bad is to impose that standard or role to everyone just because of your gender. But if you crave it, why not? Like, just be happy doing it with a woman that wants that role or a man that wants that role.
Just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video, they're basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved from the dragon by a knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon and the knight sits in the corner and watches or something, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness. Yeah, that's the moral of this video. So what do you guys think? What is your theory? Why is the monster romance genre so popular with women in particular? And who is your weirdest hear me out? Be honest.
Hear me out, Trundle. Yep. I am here talking about toxic intercourse and fantasies, but I just want to be conquered by Trundle and forgotten because he only conquers once. That's it. That's it. Have you seen Trundle? I'm not talking about Trundle as in the skin of Trundle, which is still good. Have you seen that Trundle versus Darius? Oh, come on. He is hot. That's my hear me out. Luckily, I decided to go with something pretty normal and average for all of you little Gooners because I could have said Belkov. And it's still a good hear me out. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Okay, we're gonna stop here for this video. We're gonna move to another react. This one was really fucking long. I mean, we talked for at least 1 hour about this video. Hello, Blind Wolf. Hello, hello. Mwah. Hello, guys. So we're gonna go for one small video. We're gonna maybe check out these two videos. That it's Wizard Time Volume 1 and it's Wizard Time Volume 2. It was a pretty long video, yeah. But I'm glad that you guys liked it. Bye bye guys. Bye bye Golgari. Bye bye Louis. Have a lovely day. Mwah.